Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the channel, Atlas Behavioral Health Consulting. It is Father's Day in 2025. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And I'd like to make a special note, since this is being recorded on Father's Day, I want to make a special note that this is my first Father's Day without my dad. And I want to say that I miss him very, very much. I wish I could call him today and ask for advice about our company and our channel, about Atlas. But I feel him every day, every moment. And just want to thank him, as you hopefully will be thanking your fathers as well, as I thank mine for everything they've done for us. I wouldn't be here doing this channel or starting the things I've started without him and without his influence in my life. So thank you, Dad. And let's go on with the show. This is intentional empathy number 9. And it's called, we're going to ask the question, what does it mean to be Atlas? Yeah. Atlas is the part of the name of the channel, part of the name of the company, Atlas Behavioral Health Consulting. And by the way, down below, you're going to see on the scroll, you're going to see the website in order to find out more information about us. Also, as you're looking down on this video, please hit a like, please smash that like, subscribe to the channel, make a comment on what you hear and see today. And if you feel compelled to do so, and you know that there's someone out there who would love to hear the message about Atlas today, please share this video with someone who might be benefiting from it. But our show is about, what does it mean to be Atlas? So we're going to explore the concept of Atlas, both as a mythological figure and as a modern day metaphor. Whether you're a leader, a caregiver, professional, or just someone trying to hold it all together, you probably ask yourself this question: am I carrying all the weight of the world on my shoulders? Are you carrying the weight of the world in your work life, in your home life, both on your shoulders? Are your knees buckling from the weight? Are you having trouble going to sleep at night because of the heaviness of the burden that somehow you've ended up with? So we'll look today at the origin of Atlas in Greek mythology, Ayn Rand's modern reinterpretation in the controversial novel Atlas Shrugged, and how you can use the intentional empathy framework to know when to carry and when to shrug with strength and clarity and empathy. This episode is for anyone who's ready to stop burning out and start choosing with intention. So who was Atlas in mythology? Atlas was a titan in Greek mythology. He was fighting a war against the Olympians, and he lost. As punishment, Zeus condemned him to stand at the edge of the world and hold up the sky for eternity. Many people imagine Atlas holding the earth, but in early myths, he held the heavens themselves. Either way, he became a symbol of endurance, burden, and also isolation. Today, many of us identify with that image. We carry our families, our teams, emotional labor, unpaid roles, societal expectations, all of it. Like Atlas, we feel that if we stop, and I wonder if you've asked yourself, if you stop, will everything just fall apart? The answer is yes. Then the idea of Atlas may seem fitting to you. But what if carrying it all isn't strength, but imbalance? Zeus was also the father as Hesperides, the nymphs of the evening and golden light. In some variations of the myth, his burden is not just punishment, but a symbol of separation from family, freedom, and rest. He becomes a metaphor for the noble but isolated burden bearer, critical to the world's survival, but unable to enjoy it himself. This resonates today. Many people take pride in how much they carry, but over time, that identity becomes a prison. Like Atlas, they're stuck, holding up what no longer serves them because they think they must. Some versions of the myth say Atlas stood at the western edge of the earth, embodying not just burden, but isolation. He was on a cosmic scaffolding that no one acknowledged, but depended on entirely. Is that you? His burden was necessary, but unshared. Many of us today shoulder invisible loads the same way: emotional caretaking, unseen labor, people pleasing, expectations that we never agreed to but were inherited. Let's talk about Atlas in modern day reinterpretation. In Atlas Shrugged, Ayn Rand uses Atlas as a symbol for the people who hold up the world. These are the creators of the world. These are the creatives, the inventors of the world, the intellectuals, the entrepreneurs. But it could be all of us, and it is all of us. She poses the question, what if Atlas shrugged? In other words, what if those doing the most stopped sacrificing for those demanding the most? Her philosophy was rooted in self-responsibility and personal sovereignty. Her Atlas doesn't collapse. He walks away. He chooses integrity over obligation, clarity over guilt. Whether you agree with Rand's worldview or not, as I said earlier, is controversial. The metaphor, though, is quite powerful. And sometimes the most courageous thing you can do is let go of what is not yours to carry. Let me repeat, the most courageous thing you can do sometimes is to let go of what was not ever yours to carry. Through the lens of intentional empathy, shrugging is not detachment, it's discernment. Rand's Atlas chooses to stop enabling unsustainable systems. In intentional empathy terms, this is about healthy boundaries and emotional integrity. It's about the ability to step back from roles or obligations that erode your body budget, deplete your resources, and violate your values and virtues, while still also engaging others with clarity, with empathy, and with presence. While Ayn Rand's message focused on individualism and a rejection of collective sacrifice, the intentional empathy framework shows that true strength does not come from walking away. It comes from redefining your engagement. In intentional empathy, we don't disappear. Let me repeat, in intentional empathy, we don't disappear. We recalibrate. We say, this matters, but not at the cost of my mental or emotional health. Shrugging here is an act of boundary setting, not burnout or avoidance, but chosen alignment with what we value the most. So, what does it mean for today? To shrug in today's world means to step out of patterns of over responsibility. And let me make this really loud and clear, and I'll repeat it. It's not selfishness, it's sustainability. It's not selfishness, it's sustainability. It means I matter too. And to do that wisely, we need tools. We all do. That's where the IE framework comes in. Intentional empathy helps you to stay grounded and connected, even while setting boundaries. It teaches you to recognize your emotional limits, clarify your role, and stay present with others without absorbing their burdens. It's empathy with a backbone. It is not abandonment of duty, but an awakening to your limits. Shrugging means stepping off the invisible treadmill of always being the one who says yes. It's the decision to no longer conflate worth with over functioning. Through the lens of empathy, this kind of clarity is an act of self respect and a gift to your future self. So, how do we shrug using the intentional empathy framework? Let's talk about the core principles that help you to shrug without guilt or collapse. First off, let's talk about presence. When you're overwhelmed, come back to your body. This is about your body budget. Notice your posture, your breath. Presence means grounding yourself before responding. It slows the reactivity and helps you hear your inner signals that your brain is sending you. Because remember, your brain is sending signals to you based on predictions. And those predictions that your brain is making are based on your past history and the current moment. And then it sends those signals to us. We label them as feelings and thoughts. When we ground ourselves and give ourselves 5 to 7 seconds of silence, then it allows the brain to give us a better prediction without overreacting, and helps you hear those signals stronger and better for a better prediction and a better response. Ask yourself, is this task mine? Is this conversation helping or draining me? Next up, awareness. Use emotional self-checks. Ask, what am I feeling? What is that sensation? What is the concept? What is the feeling I'm feeling? For what reason am I feeling this way? Who does this belong to? Practice reframing. For example, let's say I'm feeling tension right now. I might be holding on to more than is mine at the moment. Or label someone else's emotional state without taking it on yourself, for example. For example, it sounds like you're carrying a lot right now. That awareness keeps you from merging into someone else's chaos. Talk about clarity as a principle. Get specific about what your role is. What do you want? And be really honest with yourself. But also be very honest with the question, what do I not want? What is your responsibility and what is not? Be really clear about that with yourself. Clarity is a flashlight in confusion. Use private questions with people to get more clarity. Are you opposed to hearing what I need right now? Is a good question. Or would it be a ludicrous idea if I offered a boundary here? These protect the relationship while asserting your voice. Another principle we could talk about in IE is called pacing. Don't rush to fix or explain or even apologize. There's no need. Give space for silence. Use the power of the pause. After a hard statement or conversation, you can say, I need a little time to reflect. I need a little time to think. Slowing down gives your brain time to regulate. Pacing also means breaking up your day with micro boundaries as well, like 15-minute resets, tech-free meals, and leaving a task unfinished on purpose. And yes, you can do that. That's okay. Let's talk about boundaries. This is the core. This is the core of the entire framework. And let me talk to you about how it works. These boundaries of how they work. This is the core, like I said. Set clear limits without disconnecting. Say, I care and I cannot carry this alone. Or say something like, this conversation is important, but I need to come back to it when I'm more grounded, when I'm calmer. Boundaries are not just walls. A lot of people think they are, and that's why they don't use them or use them properly. They think it's like shutting the door and slamming it, and that's it. No, there are doors. Boundaries are doors that close gently and not slam. They protect your emotional bandwidth so you can actually be present when it matters the most. That's the essence of shrugging with empathy. Here's some other ways to lighten the load. These 4 micro strategies. We talked about many other shows and so forth. I repeat for folks over and over again out there, but they are absolutely worth repeating and brings this all home. Labeling, number 1, offer a reflection of someone else's emotional state that you've observed using neutral language. Avoid those horrific I statements because that makes it about you, not about them. Some examples of labeling is, it sounds like this has been a really frustrating experience. It seems like you've been handling all this alone. It looks like you're feeling stuck right now. It appears like you're frantic. Labeling helps the other person feel seen and allows you to name the dynamic without owning it yourself. Let's try another strategy, mirroring, which we've talked about. And that is repeating the last 1 to 3 words in an emotionally charged sentence that someone says in a gentle or curious tone. This invites them to elaborate without pressure. Examples are overwhelmed, always falls on you, too much. Mirroring signals that you're listening and helps others slow down and reflect. So about purposeful silence as another strategy. After a difficult statement or question, pause. Just pause. Go silent at least 5 to 7 seconds. Don't rush to fill the space and ruin the moment. Silence allows emotional processing on both sides. Try this. Try silence after saying things like the following. This isn't something I can do alone. Would it be a bad idea to step back and reassess? Or when you hit that good label, it sounds like you're really anxious right now. Then go silent for 5 to 7 seconds. Allow time for processing. During this time, count to 5 to 7 or even 10 in your head. This silence gives weight to your words and allows others to respond authentically. Next up are discovery questions. Ask what and how questions that uncover needs and motivations without confrontation. Avoid that dreaded why. Those why questions can feel accusatory and cause people to be defensive and not open. So examples of these questions would include, what's feeling unmanageable right now? How do you see this going if nothing changes? What would support look like for you instead? These open the door to solutions without taking responsibility for everything yourself. Together, these tools help you create more space, clarity, and balance in any conversation, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed or overburdened. And remember, being overwhelmed and overburdened, you lose your body budget. And when you lose your body budget, you start feeling horrible, crappy, unmotivated, tired, worn out. And that doesn't feel good at all. Here's some other tools too to help you to shrug. Let's say you're the go-to person in your family and at work. You get a call. Can you take care of this? Can you go pick up that package halfway across town? Can you go pick up my cat at the vet? Can you go over to the airport and pick up my friend who just flew in from Chicago? And maybe these requests are just too much. You've got too much going on. You don't have time. Are all these questions, when you're overburdened already, are just piling on and making that weight on your shoulders so much more unbearable. So when you get a request like that and it's just too much, can't do it, just pause. Don't respond immediately. Breathe 5 to 7 seconds. Take a deep, good breath. Make sure your exhales are twice as long as your inhales. And then use a pivot question. Would you be against the idea of finding another way? Would you be opposed to finding someone else that can do this? Or let's say maybe you've taken on a friend's emotional spiral for weeks. Today you say, I love you. And I think this might be too much for just one person to hold. So how can we explore more options for support? You did not abandon them by asking these questions. You didn't explode when you just had enough. You shrugged with empathy. These moments are where empathy and boundaries meet. When we say no with compassion or share the weight with intention, we shift from martyrdom to mutuality. Martyrdom to mutuality. That's where sustainable care lives, not in depletion, but in shared load bearing. Remember also, as you probably have all felt, those of you who are holding the world up, holding the heavens up of your work life and home life, or both, there's also what is called unearned guilt. People try to guilt us into doing things to make our world even heavier to bear. Remember this: the worst guilt ever is the unearned one. Pause, breathe, pivot. Let's go to our weekly challenge. This week, notice when you're atlasing, when you're shrugging. Ask, is this weight mine? Is it mine to hold? If not, use an intentional empathy strategy to release it, like a boundary statement, a moment of silence before responding with a pivot question, a question that invites shared responsibility. How can we? How can you? A pause before reacting. At the end of each day, write down one thing you let go of, that you shrugged over, mentally or emotionally. You'll be amazed how light you start to feel. Build in a reflection moment at the end of your day. Ask, what am I holding that feels invisible? What did I say yes to that cost me peace and burned out my body budget and my emotional resources? Shrugging is not a failure. It's a form of emotional alignment that lets us carry what we choose, not what we're conditioned to. We all have been conditioned in some way or shape or another to carry burdens that we were not meant to carry. Remember, you are not meant to carry it all alone. Shrug with strength, shrug with clarity, shrug with empathy. And remember, the strongest thing you can do sometimes is to let go. The strongest thing you can do sometimes is to shrug. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching this episode. We'll be back with another episode next week. Meanwhile, like the video, share the video with someone who might benefit from this. Come on, hit the subscribe button below. It means so much to us. And we'll be back next week with another episode, Intentional Empathy number 10. This is number 9. And I look forward to seeing you then. Take care. And when you need to, just shrug.